So, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Spotlight is On podcast. We are finally on episode number 5 and the long awaited episode with my cousin Danielle Archuleta. We've been trying to do this for, I think, since the beginning of the year. And so I'm super excited to have her on and just, introduce yourself to people that don't really know who you are.
Thank you, Jacob. Yes, it's been a long wait for this, and I really appreciate your time. And today we're doing it outdoors. I believe natural settings are really great, and it's important to be really natural. And my name is Danielle Archuleta, and I have several different titles in work. I am a mother, and I have 3 beautiful children, and that's what I'm most proud of. I really enjoy my time being a mom, and I have a wonderful, supportive family that I come from. And I just truly love my community and serving Colfax County in my work experience. I am the City of Raton Continuum Coordinator, and I work in youth prevention programs. I write grants and I do the coordination and the invoicing. I work with a lot of great individuals. I'm very appreciative of my work because I get to work with a lot of different people, and people are so important to this life. So I enjoy that aspect. We work with a lot of youth, a lot of families. We support our schools. And then I also work as the University of New Mexico Colfax Partner Hero, and I work alongside with Union Partner Hero, Anna Hall. And then I also get to coordinate and write grants for juvenile community corrections to support youth and to give life skills. And if you see us going like this, it's because there's a lot of bugs out here.
Yeah, I know you sent me a text a couple months ago that's kind of, I asked you like all the stuff that you do just so I can kind of have an idea like what to ask you. And you sent me like a whole paragraph of stuff. And then I completely forgot to write what I was going to ask you. So we're kind of just going to go off of this. So, I guess you can kind of just explain everything you do, just like one thing at a time, just like pretty brief.
Okay, sure. So for the City of Raton Continuum, I've been the coordinator now since 2013. And it's been a really great opportunity. It first started at $6,000 per program, and the programs are restorative justice, where you really work with kids and support them that have caused a harm or have an infraction in behavior. And the support facilitators are trained where they know how to facilitate the circles, they prepare for the circles, and then they talk with the individual that the person they're working with has harmed along with the situation to get information from all parties. Then they bring them together in a circle and they talk about the harm caused and come up with a plan so that that kind of harm doesn't happen again. And what I love about restorative is there's so many different angles to it because that's restorative justice. It can work really in depth for individuals that have caused battery or that have gotten in fights or just even kids that are bullying or say they talk back just to another individual or they hurt someone. But the greatest part about restorative is it really does restore the harm caused. And I think it's harder to sit across from someone you've harmed and look them in the face and admit what you've done and apologize and be authentic and genuine about it to be able to move forward. Another great thing I've done is restorative practices, which is totally different from restorative justice. And this is under my University of New Mexico Colfax Partner Hero hat. So it's all about gratitude, appreciation, really respecting yourself, understanding that we're all unique and human beings trying our best. And what's so great about this life is we can flip the script at any time and be who we truly want, no matter where you come from, no matter what people have labeled you as, no matter what relationship has gone upside down and, caused harm to your current situation. Like, we can grow and overcome those. And I think it makes us stronger. And as long as we understand that we learn until hopefully the day we die, it could get difficult if we get dementia or something, but hopefully we learn till the day we die. And that's what life's about. It's just a journey of learning. So that's some of that information. I always say that I wouldn't be where I'm at without other individuals in my life, especially all the great colleagues I work with. So I work with a lot of great colleagues in the City of Raton Continuum. From the city of Raton, the fiscal agent is Mike Van Antonucci, the treasurer. She's my main supervisor. I love working with her. She's so professional and smart. I work with a board with 25 different members. They really make all the important decisions about programming and grants and what they want that to look like. And then also in the Girls Circle Boys Council, there was a total of 9 facilitators this year. And we work with a great subcontractor, Youth Heartline. And Youth Heartline is well known in Taos County and Colfax County for all the great work they're doing in supporting our communities and our families. And they facilitate the programs. And my job is to support them, to give them training, to be a coordinator, to do the invoicing, the grant writing, to follow up. And if they need any additional support, our programs are about support. And I believe with the right support, anything can make a difference. So one thing I'm truly grateful for these programs is they've grown. They started at 6,000. Now we're at 500,000 in every 3 years. Oh, wow. And it's just huge. It's great support. When I talk about it, sometimes I get teary-eyed because I had a vision when I first started for this to really support families. And the reason why I believed in it so strongly is because I saw firsthand how it made a difference in individuals' lives. Mm-hmm. And prevention really is the key to success and to changing things. And again, we're all humans. So of course we're going to mess up and make mistakes. And instead of being downgraded for that or like pointed the finger at because you did that, I think people should be uplifting and supportive and encourage people to do better. Mm-hmm.
So that's just a little bit of what C does. I know I made a post back in February on the Raton community page that you were going to be a guest on the podcast, and it just exploded with like tons of likes and just really good comments. Everyone's super excited. So like after that, I kind of started calling you like the Superwoman of like Raton or like this area, because like you just do so much good, and like on top of that, you're a mom. You go to school. So I don't know how you're able to do all that and do it in like really good, but you are. So keep going, keep doing that. I wanted to ask you about your daughter. So she did Film Prize Junior this past year, and I was looking up to see the film that she was in back in April here when they showed them at the Raton Theater, and she did amazing. So I just wanted to ask you, how was that process for you and her? Because I think I saw you in the background. I know you did helping with it too. So just kind of what was your guys' process kind of entering the film world?
Thank you. Oh, it was a lot of fun. I believe in supporting your kids and really recognizing what they want to do. It's not up to us as a parent to, tell them what to do, but to support their interests. And so my daughter got interested in film, and we have a wonderful neighbor, Ann Tice, just across the street. And she kind of, introduced us to what she was offering with Film Prize Junior through El Raton Media Works and through Santa Fe Community College. And my daughter, her name is Adriana, but we call her Drina. And she just loves film. She's been acting since she was 2. She puts on big skits for us and makes us laugh as a family. And so the experience was amazing. It was similar to my work, to be honest. It was making connections and building those relationships and moving forward. And there's so much that goes into film. I'm amazed. Like, honestly, I have a lot more to learn, but learning about the boom and the mics and the camera and everything that goes behind the scenes, it's a lot. There's so much that goes on, and I'm just ecstatic about it. I really encourage my community to get more involved, all of Colfax County. I believe this could be a huge opportunity for our communities, and I do believe it's going to grow and expand and just really be a great support to our community. So I'm excited about film. Thank you. And I did see you at the Schuler, and watching your film, I was very impressed and also so proud of you, because I remember when you first started talking about film and seeing all your growth and where you're at and the dynamics that have changed for your life with film is amazing. And of course, you're the one doing all the work. So I give you kudos for that, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, the whole film process, especially with me doing it pretty much on my own, it's a lot sometimes. It can get stressful, but I mean, I enjoy it, so I'm not gonna give up on on that film dream I have. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot that goes in the film, not just from the boom mic and the cameras and the lighting and stuff like that, um, but also writing the scripts and coming up with a good story to tell from start to finish that entertains the audience, and then also marketing and advertising your product, your film, casting everyone in your film. And this, like, I think one of the things I've been struggling with is making the schedules for everybody and make sure that it all matches up for us. But it's been super fun and exciting, and I actually did cast my cousin in one of my next films. I will be talking about that later this year, so I'm excited to have you a part of it, and hopefully I have a part for uh, your daughter too.
Thank you. We would enjoy that.
So how uh was it easy for your daughter to kind of like memorize her lines and stuff?
It was. She did really great at that. Like she memorizes like very quickly, and it was really simple process for her on that part. I did volunteer to be the robotic voice in the film because at the time that they were filming, they were doing like 8 to 10 hour days, and it was really busy and intense, and they were really trying to wrap it up. And I noticed, I was like, well, is there a robotic voice? And they're like, well, we can do that later. And I said, I can do it if you'd like me to. So I got to be the robotic voice in the film. And it was so cool how we did it. For me, it was easy. I didn't have to memorize my lines because I was off camera. So I got to hold the microphone and read straight from the script. So I had the easy part, but there was a total of, I believe, 5 actors in it, and they're all younger. And Cameron Martinez really gets a lot of the credit for his writing abilities, along with Juliet Giacomo. They invested a lot of time in their script, and they were the writers. And then Adriana, she had a role in it. And then she got to help behind the scenes too. But yeah, I was just amazed. When I first read their script, I was like, wow, this came from, kids that are under ninth grade, because it was that great. And I write grants, so I was very impressed. Adriana's actually working on script now. She wants to do film by August. And she's really excited for this one to write script, and she's going to be looking for actors as well. So we are so excited also in supporting you in your film, Jacob. Thank you for thinking of us.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, if you
Okay, thank you. Yes, a mentor would be wonderful. And I appreciate that. One thing I didn't mention with my work is I also work for Regional Agency Intervention Network, DBA RAIN. And I just want to give them a huge shout out this day. They are a great team. We're new. I've only been working with them for a year now. They've existed longer. They worked more as like a collaborative entity and a network to support other programming. And now they are running juvenile community corrections programs. And there is a wonderful team that I work with and a great board. And they're all just so supportive and so caring about our youth and our community. And they're doing great things. In fact, last night, Rain had donated popcorn, and they had bought a popcorn machine to pop some great popcorn for the Raton Media Works. And all proceeds were donated to Raton Media Works, which was $106. And so we were just so grateful to be able to give that back on behalf of Rain. I just want to give them credit because it's really the board members behind all of our work, which is Dr. Condor, Reverend Jill Klein. We have Cindy Johnson, Shania Sanchez from Crossroads, Vivian Myers. She has given so much in mental health and our schools, and Erica Meadows. And they're just really a great bunch of ladies, along with Judge Amy Ronich being a backbone and support. So again, everything is the team effort, everything I do and all the work I do, including film. Film seems like it takes a lot of different hands in operation.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been learning about film, because I really try to do everything on my own, but also sometimes I need that help from everyone. And so this past film that I made, You're Not My Mother, that we filmed last month in Maxwell, I think that was like the most supportive, involved cast of people I've ever worked with so far, and everyone was just really doing research on their characters and asking me questions, if they did this good. So, I'm excited for everybody to see the film when it comes out, and um, I just think everyone just did like a really good job with that. Like even I even noticed, my progress or my uh, evolution as a filmmaker when it came to directing and writing the script. I think that's like the best work I've done so far in my career. Um, mhm. So I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to get into, doing all this type of stuff, helping your community and stuff.
Thank you, Jacob. That is an important question. I lived in Colorado Springs for 10 years of my life. And to be honest, I was quite a gypsy after high school. I graduated from TSJC within a year and a half, right after high school, with my associates in psychology. And then when I traveled, I tried Portales, I tried Las Vegas, I tried to stay in New Mexico. And I was always fond of Colorado and wanted to explore and see what Colorado had to offer. So I went to college with Colorado State University, and it was UCCS back then, with Pueblo, Colorado. And I lived there and I saw a lot of great opportunities. I worked for a lot of different agencies through a temp agency. And I'm so grateful for that temp agency because it gave me a lot of different experience. And growing up in Raton, it always had my heart. I love my community. I love Raton. It's always been my safe place. And then moving to Colorado Springs, Colorado, I worked for traveling nurses. I did a lot in the health field. I also worked for Memorial Hospital, and it inspired me, to really recognize how important health and social determinants are, and also how important it is to support other individuals. So when I moved back to Raton, it was actually at a very difficult time in my life. And I couldn't find anywhere to live, to be honest. I had to live with my parents for a month, and I'm grateful for their support in that month. They were very kind and giving and just really supporting my entire family, because we were going through a lot of change and transition that was difficult. And I found a 1 bedroom apartment and I was ecstatic about it. So I moved us into that 1 bedroom apartment, and I ended up traveling from here to Colorado Springs 5 days a week to obtain my bachelor's of science in psychology. And once I got my degree, I started working for Maura Koufax Head Start. And I'll be honest, at that time, looking around my community, I really saw a difference from Colorado Springs, Colorado to what was available here in Raton. And I thought, why can't we offer the same kind of support that I felt in the city here in the small town community? And then, you have to identify what factors it would take to actually make that happen. And one was, money. Where was the money going to come from? Unless anyone was willing to invest, it was going to have to come from grants. The second thing was, prevention programs really make a difference and a change to health and social determinants. So we could offer that. So I think it's important to always be realistic about where you're at and what is available and how you can make that happen. And so in that plan, I started setting goals. I got a great opportunity to work for team builders. And as their mental health coordinator, I learned a lot more about families and youth here. And I wanted to give back and support even more. And it was really cool working at Team Builders because we were ranking #1 out of the state. And Santa Fe was mad at us. And Rio Rancho, they're like, what are you doing down in Raton? What are you doing that's different from us? Like, your numbers are crazy good. And I worked with a lot of great individuals, a total of 150 different people around the state. And we would do these trainings and these huge opportunities. And we really took off. At that time, we started with 13 employees. By the time I left my position, Team Builders was up to 33 employees. We started with 30 clients. And again, when I left, there was 130 clients. And so they saw the need to bring in more mental health and behavioral health into our community. And I just felt very blessed in my life. I believe if you give good out, it comes back. Mm-hmm. If you give with a good heart, it's going to come back. And that's really how I was raised. Like, I have very giving, loving parents. And it's always been, you give out good, it comes back to you, and you try to do good. Of course we're not perfect and we might go through some things that are difficult, but as long as you have that outlook, good really prevails.
I think that's really good, that you're helping not only just, people here in your community in Raton, but, all over Colfax County. And that's something that I've been wanting to do, or starting to do, with this podcast, The Spotlight is On. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a few years now, and I never really knew where to start or how I would do it. But I think once I got in the film, that confidence started going up, because that's exactly how I was last year before I started filming my first film. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, but one of the goals with this podcast is to put the sign on other creative people in this area like myself, because when I entered the film industry for the first time, I got to meet a lot of really cool creative people, not just in film, like book authors, theater people, everywhere. And not a lot of people really know them, or like what they're working on or what they have worked on. And so I was like, what, I'm going to start a podcast, even if it's not like a professional one, and kind of just put a sign on these people and their accomplishments and what they're working on. And so I think it's been a great thing so far. So, I'm excited to hopefully keep this going and growing this podcast, and hopefully we can reach, episode 100 someday. But the last question I wanted to ask you, and I ask this at the end of every episode, is what are 3 things that you are grateful for?
Thank you, Jacob. 3 things I'm very grateful for is first and foremost, God and my family. And then alongside that, my community. And how you mentioned, there are so many creative, innovative individuals in our communities that have great strengths. And the third thing I'm grateful for is every opportunity and every relationship and everything that I have experienced so far in this journey of life. I'm truly, truly grateful for it, because it has really shaped me into the individual that I am today. And without those experiences, I know that I wouldn't be where I'm at. So, just very thankful again for every single individual that I've crossed paths with and have worked with, or that, I've even served in programming. Again, it's amazing in this community because there are so many innovative individuals, and we may not be a rich town like Colorado Springs is a rich city, but we have so many great assets and so much to be thankful for.
Yeah, I noticed, I think since the beginning of this year, I've been seeing a lot of several other people starting to make their own films and stuff other than just me here. And I think that's really cool.
Yes.
And I'm hopefully, I'm hoping I'm like the head of that, kind of at the leader of it, kind of helping this industry grow, especially in this area. So I'm just wanting to make this area more well known when it comes to filming, because like we have a lot of great locations and just a lot of just very beautiful mountains, this entire area. So I'm hoping, to keep continuing not only grow my career, but also help bring everybody else up that is also wanting to do film. So
That's wonderful.
mhm. But yeah, thank you, Danielle, for being a guest on the podcast finally. It took, I think, like 3 or 4 months.
Thank you for being so patient with me. Thank you, Jacob. I know sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing the next day till I look at my calendar, and I'm grateful for the phone calendar.
But yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.